Hey, what's up everyone? Gene here. Monday morning, early morning run club. Just finished my run. I was thinking about something on my run today. So last week or a couple weeks ago, I shared the story about the one marathon that I didn't finish. It's the Marin Headlands Trail Marathon. Very, very difficult course. It's the only time I didn't finish a race. And I wrote about how it was a really hard course. And I had to be forgiving of myself and allow myself to quit. But in my heart, I know that's not the full story, because I didn't quit that race. I didn't not finish that race because it was a hard course. It was a very, very hard course. I quit that race because I wasn't trained. I'd gotten to a point in my life where I'd run so many marathons. I've stopped counting how many marathons I've run. And I got to a point where I didn't need to train for a marathon. Even if I wasn't going to be, 3 hours or 3:30 anymore, I always knew that I could go out and I could cover the distance. I could endure the pain, I could endure the suffering, and even if I had to walk, I would just put one foot in front of the other and I'd make it to the finish line. And I was content in telling myself the story about my grit, about how in that moment when it got really hard, even though I could barely walk, I crawled to the finish line and I was resilient. But that's not fully true. The reason that I let myself do that is because I didn't train. I got cocky. I got soft. And I would allow myself to think, I've done it before, I could do it again. And I'd go out there and I would just eat in my heart of heart, in my mind of minds. I knew that even if I had to slow down and walk, I'd always just be able to tell myself and everyone else, it was a hard course and I gave it my all. And they'd be so admiring of my resilience and my grit and my toughness that I would go out and do that. And I'd let myself be content with that. And the reason I say this now is because that's what I think we're going through now. Yes, there was a lot of mistakes made by lots of different people in January, February, March. So this is not about putting blame on anyone there. This is putting the blame on all of us as a society for allowing ourselves to get so soft health-wise and economically that this virus could have this type of an effect on us. That we didn't adequately fund our social safety nets, that we didn't adequately fund our health systems, that we didn't care enough about our own health, so that so many of us had these pre-existing conditions that made us vulnerable to this virus, so that our businesses, myself included, didn't have enough money saved up for a rainy day to weather this type of storm. We let ourselves get soft, and that's why we're going through this right now. And I'm not saying this to make anybody feel bad. I'm saying this because we have an opportunity right now to rebuild with intention. We're going to be coming out of this hopefully in a month or whenever we come out of this. And we have the opportunity to remake our country, our world, the way that we want it, to remake it healthfully, to take our own health seriously every day, to fund our social safety programs, to fund our medical workers, to fund our first responders, to fund our schools, to be healthy ourselves, to eat healthily ourselves so that we don't have diabetes and all these pre-existing conditions that made us vulnerable to this virus. We have to train. We have to be more resilient, not in this moment. We have to make ourselves more resilient before the next moment like this happens. And I want us to think about that because we're all thinking about going back to normal. And I don't think we can go back to normal. Normal is broken. So how are we going to come out of this with a different type of normal? All right, that's my soapbox. I'm fired up. Every mile matters. Bye.